Selling and or buying your home can be an emotional ride. Every sale has a story. Hi, Robert Olson here, real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Bain in the Magnolia, Seattle office and serving the entire Puget Sound area. This video is a little different. We'll look at the stories behind some transactions and the clients involved. Nothing confidential, of course. Maybe some of these stories are similar to yours. The owners of this house were a great couple who lived a quiet life. They decided to move to Europe. We put the house on the market and the market went crazy. In 5 days, we received 14 offers. The house sold for 6 figures over asking. They had a little thank you get together for my wife and me. So they moved to Europe and emailed me saying they've returned to a quiet life. Another client spent months looking for just the right home. One day I asked him, which house grabs your heart? Without hesitation, he said, this one. Contemporary, beautiful view. We made a reasonable offer. It was accepted. He moved in, and shortly thereafter, I was invited to his wedding. His new wife loves the home too. This one was a bit heartbreaking. 3 adult children hired me to sell their mother's house. Sadly, the mother passed away before the home was sold, but we got a good price for her family. I was glad I was able to help good people during a tough time. Side note, the buyer of the home, whom I've never met, wanted to make some updates, and by pure coincidence, she hired my wife, an interior designer. A great couple who transferred to Seattle by a major tech company wanted to find the right house. We found one, and they loved it. End of story, right? Well, one night, about 7 months later, he informed me that he was transferred again and had to sell right away. I felt badly for them, but we prepped the house for market, and within days we had an offer for more than they paid just 7 months earlier. A neighbor we've known for years surprised us one day by saying they wanted a home in Pierce County. Okay, so I got to work marketing their Seattle house. We scheduled an offer review date for a few days after it was going to hit the market. Well, we never made it that far. It was sold within 48 hours after hitting the market for 6 figures over asking. A friendly couple were eager to start their new life out of state. Their belongings were packed, their house emptied, and I arranged for staging to add a little more charm to the property, and it worked. After multiple offers over asking, they chose one and bid farewell. By the way, traveling with them was the biggest and sweetest dog I've ever met, a Newfie. When he stood up, he and I looked eye to eye. I'm glad he liked me. A very sweet couple with charming southern accents told me they wanted to be near their grandkids in Texas, so wanted to sell their house. The house had some large, unusual spaces, but a talented stager showed potential buyers the possibilities. The house sold in a week. The lady of the house treated us to a farewell dinner of traditional, homemade Southern cooking. That was one of the best meals I've ever had. This client had a modern house in South Snohomish County. Now, while we were preparing to put the house on the market, I was visited by a competing real estate agent who warned me a house nearby had spent weeks on the market with very little activity. My client's house sold in 7 days for more than asking. I'm not just patting myself on the back. I felt I served my client well. Yeah, maybe I'm patting myself on the back a little bit. Now, this client owned a condo with seriously one of the best views of the city I had ever seen, but he had rented it out to younger people who enjoyed having parties. He chose to sell the condo as is. Okay, no problem. We researched the market and the client settled on a price. The condo sold in a week. And finally, a soft-spoken woman decided it was time to downsize. The biggest challenge was emptying out a large house, keeping what was necessary, letting go of what was unnecessary, then move into the smaller house. All the while, selling one house and buying another at about the same time. You know, sometimes downsizing creates peace of mind. If you want to buy or sell or just want an estimated value of your property, here is my contact information. And keep checking back here for new Seattle area real estate market information. This is where Puget Sound sellers and buyers keep track of their favorite investment.